This MMA 30 segment is brought to you by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know.
Quentin Rampage Jackling.
That's her son's name.
That's great. And, but you do have a nice MMA Elite shirt on. They are my fine sponsors.
That's blacked out.
Very nice. Tell little Quentin what up. Next question over here.
I'm not sure if you guys are boxing fans, you guys?
Yep.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the other weekend?
Ridiculous. I thought it was.
Do you think it was cheap or what?
Absolutely. I thought it was insulting to the sport. And the thing that I didn't get is how Victor Ortiz was smiling afterwards. He just got beat. He just got knocked out. What are you smiling about? It was really disturbing. And I actually was watching it with Dana, and you know, Dana pointed out that Joey Cortez did a horrible job. You got a guy throw a headbutt, which wasn't accidental. You got to put him in their neutral corners. You don't leave him right here and start him again.
Well, the thing about it is, like, even though Mayweather, when he hit him, he was actually in the rules of the fight game. Like,
True.
He was in bound to do that. When Ortiz headbutted him, he was trying to headbutt him all night. I seen him do it. I was at the fight, and I was like, man, this dude just keeps trying to headbutt him every time they get on the ropes. And then when he headbutted him, he was like, he did it on purpose, but then he was over apologetic about it. He hit, oh bro, I'm so sorry.
Trying to kiss him and stuff? Yeah.
Dude, you just headbutted me in the face on purpose. What are you like trying to kiss me for?
And that's when he got hit the second time he tried to apologize.
He was like way over apologetic, and then when the referee says time in, and you're still trying to hug and all that stuff, and then he hits you in the face with a left hook, and then you look at the referee like, yo, you just hit me in the face. Why don't you put your hands up? You should have got knocked out, because after you get hit one time with a left hook, you should have put your hands up like, yo, or back away or do something. He just was, he was stupid. I blame it on Ortiz. It was just dumb.
Yeah, well, and I agree with you, and Floyd had a reason to be angry, but I still, you know, maybe if he got a shot in, but the way the fight ended, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, and if you're a fan and you paid money to watch that fight, it was a pretty decent fight.
Do you guys believe in a cheap shot, even though it's legal? Obviously, I don't think you do.
I believe, you know, I'm a hockey player. I played hockey my whole life, and the game of hockey polices itself, and that's what makes that game so beautiful. So, you know, there's the old adage, I'll get you clean, but I'll get you back. And I believe there is a little bit of that exists in the rules, because I don't think, Floyd doesn't do that. They're not in that position, but he doesn't do that if, like Rashad said, he didn't get headbutted once and could have got headbutted 5 times. So, yeah, I think that the game polices itself like that, yes.
All right, well, thanks. Good luck, man.
Thank you. But it was crazy. You were there?
Yeah, I was there, man. It was crazy, man. I thought it was gonna be like a riot in the stands, because people were just like bugging out. They're like, "Boo!" And I was like, man, I thought it was gonna be a fight now.
Two big boys. Now he's gonna fight. If he wins, he fights you next. And then where's Lyoto gonna come back in? And you know, it's stacked, as I said, at 205 with a lot of parity. Every fight is a title fight at 205.
And that's the thing about it. It's more. It goes beyond just the physical aspect of what the guy can bring with his talent, but it's a mental aspect. Like, you know, like, man, I gotta fight Rampage, or man, I gotta fight Machida or somebody. It's just a different game when you get in there, when you get to fight these guys with a big name.
He definitely is the future, but the president is now, as you said, and I can't wait. He's fun to watch. He makes mine and Joe's job really easy, I can tell you that. Next question.
I'll do the GSP and the Anderson Silva fight. That's a fight I would do, but you know, I mean, the fight has to be right for both fighters, and you know, Joe Silva can offer any fight to anybody, but it's up to the fighter to decide if they want to take it or not.
Thanks.
I want to see the other one. If John continues on this role, no disrespect, but I want to see John Jones and Anderson Silva, or I wouldn't mind seeing Chip Rashad and Anderson Silva. But I think just the size, and we've talked about it a lot, the size difference between George and Anderson is pretty immense. So I wouldn't mind seeing him at 205 up in those deep waters that you live in as well. It'd be pretty cool.
Why do you want to fight Cain Velasquez?
Because Cain is dope. Cain is good. Cain is, and I mean, he's closer to my size than all the rest of the heavyweights. You see how big those heavyweights are? Like, physically speaking, even if I could match up with him talent-wise, I wouldn't be able to match up with him size-wise. So I think if I was to fight somebody at heavyweight, it'd be somebody that I'm able to match up with size-wise.
Like a 6'6" football player with a big cowboy hat?
Hey, that fight was hard because
I watched that for a while.
honestly,
You weren't skinny either, you were right.
I know during that fight I was so tired. I was so tired during that fight. During that fight I was so tired I peed myself. No, I swear I did. I did. It's embarrassing to say, but I did, man. Because I was so tired. I was just like, I just let it go. I had to.
That's awesome, because every time I pee, people do shots all over the world. That's cool. Where we at?
So who do I think my biggest competitor is? I'm gonna have to say myself. No, and I say that because every single time I fight, it's not so much about what my opponent does, it's about what I do. So sometimes I get into a fight or I'm about to fight, and you can psych yourself out. You can be like, man, this dude has got this, he's got that, and he's big and he's all kinds of things. And it's usually about my mindset going into the fight. So I found when I had my mindset centered and I was really focused and I didn't really worry about what my opponent's gonna do, and I mean worry about it, thinking like, you know, there's been a fight, when I fought Machida, I was like, okay, he's gonna do this, and I was watching him the whole time. Yep, he did it, and boom.
Yeah, he definitely did it. Great
yeah. But that's what can happen. So when I go into a fight now, I try to master myself and always think about what I'm gonna do and execute. And the first step to beating anybody else is first I gotta beat myself and own my own mind space.
I cannot tell you how many times I've seen our fighters come in with the large pizza at 6 in the morning. Like, you know what, dude? I know you earned that, because for 10 weeks, that was at the other side of the table. You couldn't touch it. And I said, Jake, enjoy that. Dolce's calling you tomorrow. He wants you back on the Dolce diet, but eat your pizza today.
I mean, because that's how it is. Like, you just envy, like, the littlest things. Like, man, I would love to go and just sit and just have a beer and watch a football game or something. You know, or just go out and hang out. Well, I still go out and hang out when I'm in camp. Because I'm not the kind of person that can just, like, sit and think about fight all the time. So some weekends I may go out and go to a club and hang out just to kind of feel like a normal person. Because if I don't, I think I might go crazy.
Yeah, get grumpy quick. How's things? How's your hand?
It's getting better. I just got some pins in it right now, and about 3 more weeks I should be all right.
Tito fight?
Yeah, he got a head, man. His head.
He's got a big head.
It's a big head.
Yeah. Tito wouldn't even tell you he's got a big head.
What's that?
Tito wouldn't even admit he has a big head.
I know, yeah, I think it gets bigger every year. But it's a heavy head.
Do you plan on implementing more of a tie clench and using your knees more?
Yes, I plan on. I've been working a lot with the tie clench and the knee, and working on my whole Muay Thai game. I had this guy in my camp, the Georgians, and that's all he would do. Like we would come to practice, and that's all we would do is do the clench knee. He'd be like, they clench, high shot, clench, high shot.
Anderson Silva's brother?
Yeah, actually he used to train Anderson Silva.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, so that's all we did was just clench and knee for months.
Well, Tito, I talked to Tito after that fight, and he said when you threw that knee, he said he went to breathe and he couldn't. It just froze his body. So obviously he worked the knees great. But he said, I wanted to fight. I'm like, he hurt me, but he's like, my chest felt like he caved it in. And that was it. And Rashad finished it from there. So.
You know, I was getting kind of upset, man. You know, have you ever had a dream like where you're hitting somebody and they don't like seem to be getting hurt, and you just like get more and more frustrated? That's how that's how it was. I was hitting with the ground and pound. I'm just like, I couldn't quite get a good clean shot in, and I was getting upset about it. And my thumb was broke too at the time. So I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'm like not hitting hard or what, because I'm hitting him and nothing's happening.
He's got those big arms though too.
I missed a lot of them when I watch it again, but I'm just like, I was getting mad for a second. I was like, this is like a bad dream. This is like a worse. This is the dream that I've always feared coming to.
I'm gonna try this knee thing that they keep talking about.
This MMA 30 segment is brought to you by Cheaterville.com. Don't be the last to know.